Hey everybody, I'm Dave.
And I'm Steven.
We are here to make another drink for you as part of the Rhythm Section's Guide to Mixology. Steven, why do we do that?
We are just a couple of fun guys, normal guys, regular guys, who like to make drinks for our trophy wives.
You know, in all honesty, 2 out of 3 of those last statements that he made were not true. We are not regular, and we are kind of fun, though, aren't we?
I'd like to hang out with us.
I don't know that we're normal, but I like to hang out with us too. So, I think tonight, Steven, our plan is to make what's called an old fashioned. Is that right?
Yep, this is the granddaddy of all the drinks. I mean, this is the basis of everything else is just a variation on this theme.
It's kind of the foundational drink of drinks.
It's been around forever.
All right.
Been around forever. A lot of people like to drink a Manhattan. This is different from a Manhattan, but I think with a little bit of experimentation, you're going to really enjoy it.
I think there could be a clue in the name of this drink being the old fashioned. So I think what we're going to do, Steven, I'll start to walk through the process. If you wouldn't mind handling the heavy lifting,
happy to do
that would be great. So we're going to start with a couple of rocks glasses, they call it. Why do they call those rocks glasses, Steven?
Because you serve your drinks on the rocks. We will have an episode soon where we discuss glassware and the tools you need, the basic tools you need for your bar.
We will. You know, that probably would have been a great thing for us to do, before we started this. You've picked up on some things, no doubt, but it was a great idea Steven had to try and give you some tools of the trade, if you will, and we're going to do that real soon. So in our rocks glass, Steven, we are going to muddle 1 sugar cube each, 1 per drink. And what does it mean to muddle? Can you show us that?
What we're going to do is we're going to take 2 or 3 dashes of bitters.
Okay.
You might ask yourself, what are bitters? Bitters.
I did ask myself that.
Bitters are basically, they're analogous to spice for your food. They add flavors and dimension and color, and really affects your palate. We today are going to use orange bitters.
It sounds like something somebody made up just to make an extra buck, to be honest.
There are at least a dozen different kind of bitters out there.
Oh, I just got a whiff of it. It smells very good.
Very good. Traditionally, you might think this would be made with something called Angostura bitters. They're good. I personally really am a big fan of the orange bitters.
I thought that was steak. Oh, Angus steak. I'm not sure that's what. So you're doing 2 to 3 dashes.
Yep. I gave 3 dashes to this.
Do we call it a dash?
Yes.
You know, you said you're going to muddle it. I'm not sure. I used to muddle once in a while when I walk around downtown, but that was never mind. That was puttering. I puttered around, not muddled around. What are you doing now?
What I'm doing now is I'm putting a couple of the bar spoons.
Oh, okay, all right.
Of water in.
How many is a couple? 2? 3?
2.
Okay.
If it's 3.
All right.
You're
going to have to play with it a little bit yourselves, folks, because by the letter of the lesson, it only calls for 1 spoonful of water to help this medicine go. No, that's sugar. Never mind. Keep going, Steven.
We're going to use a muddler to muddle the sugar cube, which basically we're going to crush it.
Muddler sounds like an offensive name you might call someone when you're angry at them, Steven.
I don't think my vocabulary is big enough to
your
think of something
vocabulary
like
is
that.
very big. I've seen it. So after we
You're
muddle,
not going to say anything?
After we muddle the sugar cube in the rocks glass with the water and the bitters, orange bitters in this case, I think we're going to then add the primary ingredient. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what's our primary ingredient tonight, Steven?
Tonight we were going with rye instead of a bourbon or something else. Mainly because I like rye.
Okay.
We're going with.
And he is the boss. So
we're going with Rittenhouse rye, which is middle of the road standard.
That's fun to say. To our Rittenhouse rye.
It is.
We should be playing a banjo right now and making up a song. If I knew how to play banjo. You know, my wife always wanted to play banjo. She grew up watching Roy Clark on Hee Haw, and I think she always wanted to play the banjo. Maybe she could take up banjo.
We do. You know, it would be fun to have some fun theme music.
It would be fun to have some fun theme music. It would also be fun to turn down our phone so we don't have binging going off in the background. But, how many did you put in there?
I put in 2.
Is that what it called for?
I wasn't listening.
It did call for 2.
Good.
Two parts, in this case 2 ounces, of rye.
So I'm going to take a minute, and I'm going to stir this up, dissolve some of the sugar.
We would ordinarily stir for 30 seconds to a minute. We will stir for as long as Steven feels it's necessary.
I'm going to add a couple large ice cubes, in this case shaped like balls.
Well, I appreciate you explaining that to the audience. I'm not sure they would have picked up on that.
I don't know.
I like the way you handle those. If you could garnish with this with something, what would it be, Stephen?
Well, I would garnish it with orange peel.
Oh, all right.
That is the traditional. It makes it nice and attractive.
As luck would have it, I happen to have a couple of orange peels right here handy.
Yep.
Is this what you mean by an orange peel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Now,
what do we do with it? Because there's, I don't understand.
well, it's really quite simple. We're going to take the orange peel and we're going to just lay it on the ice cube.
It fell off.
That's okay.
All right.
It'll just add some of the dynamic.
Oh, I thought, when we garnish other drinks, and just paying attention to what we've done the last several weeks, we usually hang it on the side of the glass.
This is just different.
All right.
It is.
I'm
Folks,
learning a lot, Stephen. I appreciate you educating me on this whole process.
well, I love doing this. This is a lot of fun. Folks, I want to be sure to mention that the idea for this drink came from my very good friend, Brian Brace. So when you make this, think of Brian.
And think old-fashioned, too, because he's fairly aged. Isn't he?
He's younger than me. I don't know how old he is.
Oh. Well, when you think old-fashioned, think of Stephen.
Right. Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us again. We had a lot of fun. Is there something else that you wanted to say, Stephen? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you usually start us.
I do?
At the
Oh,
end.
hey, ladies and gentlemen, remember, don't drink like Stephen.
And don't drive like David.
Oh, wait, I was supposed to say don't drink with you.
Oh, yes.
Or like him. Either way, it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you. Take care.